Hey y'all, what's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. So today, I thought I would just take a second to just address some of you guys' comments and concerns from the comment section to some of my previous videos. And then if we have enough time at the end of the video, if we haven't wasted a lot of time or whatever, I wouldn't say wasted it, but if we haven't accumulated a lot of time in this video, then I will go back and randomly pick some states for pandemic EBT, not summertime, but regular pandemic EBT, and give you that information at the end of this video, okay? I will let you guys know that nothing has changed with the emergency SNAP maximum allotments for the month of June. We're still in the beginning of June. If there were going to be any approvals for the next month, that usually wouldn't start to pop up until towards the end of the month anyway. Like I said, I haven't found any information that suggests that the emergency max SNAP allotments are going to go past June. As far as I know, June is where it ends. But what will continue all the way to September 30th is the 15% increase. Now, that's not something that you get in a separate deposit. Now, let me just give you an example of that, because I know some of you guys were a little bit confused as to what I mean by that. So the emergency maximum SNAP allotments is for people, let's just say that you have some type of income, whether it be from Social Security, you have a job or whatever. Let's just say that for a household of one, I know out here in California, I think they're supposed to get around $192 or something like that for one person for SNAP benefits for food stamps. But let's say they have a job, and because of that extra income, their SNAP benefits were brought down to $100, right? So the emergency SNAP max allotments says that it doesn't matter what your circumstance is for this time period while we're still in the state of emergency, we're going to give you that maximum amount. So if you're only getting 100, you're supposed to get 192, then they're going to give you that $92. So that's what the emergency SNAP maximum allotments is for. Now, the 15% increase is the change in the amount that we're supposed to get. Now, I believe that for one person, I know that the amount went up to about $203 or 200 and something dollars. I don't remember the exact amount, but I know that it's over $200 for one person. So that's what you're supposed to be getting monthly now. So if you were getting, let's just say you got a notice of action that says your benefits are supposed to go up from $192 to $203. That's the extra 15% increase. That is supposed to continue all the way up until September. So I hope I helped a little bit with the confusion with that. But anyways, we're going to jump right into these questions and comments, you guys. Don't take offense. This is only my opinion. I'm not the president, the king, the queen, none of that. I am just giving you my opinion, and I'm just answering your questions and addressing your concerns, okay? So I had one person that actually responded to a previous video that I did where I was talking about how Biden is planning on basically breaking through the zoning laws, making certain neighborhoods for certain types of people. I want to say he's basically making it to where, you know, he can build, or we can start to build more properties, specifically apartment properties in neighborhoods where there may not be any, where there's only single family homes here. Okay, so I had a person respond to that video basically saying, would you want an apartment building right next to you if you had a $500,000 mortgage that you worked hard for? Now, here's what I'm going to say to that. First of all, an apartment building being next to me is not going to affect my quality of life. And that depends. I can't see them putting an apartment building in an area where houses are that expensive. But to be perfectly honest, because the cost of living out here in California is high anyway, a lot of the neighborhoods that are not geared towards the rich and famous or the wealthy have homes that are $500,000. And let me give you an example. My grandmother passed away a couple of years back, and her house, you know, she bought this house, I don't know when. I want to say she probably bought this house in the 1950s or something like that. Her house was paid for, but her house now with the renovations is worth over $600 and something thousand. I don't think that house is worth over $600 and something thousand. It's not a wealthy neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it really just depends. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows for sure where they're going to put these apartment buildings. So, I mean, I don't think that an apartment building moving next door is going to affect the quality of life. Where I live right now, there are 2 apartment complexes, and then the rest of the street is just houses, okay? And I don't think that what we're doing in our complex is affecting what's going on over there. To be perfectly honest, there tends to be a lot more going on in houses than there is in apartment buildings. And the reason why I say that is because for specific apartments, and this also, I know I'm taking a lot of time on this question, but this also pertains to what type of apartments is he trying to create? Is he creating apartment buildings that's free for everybody, or is he creating apartments that are going to be specific towards these housing voucher programs? Because that's a different set. That's a different category. There's rules and regulations. I'm telling you, honey, because I live in one of those. There's a lot of rules and regulations. There's no parties. There's no swimming. There's not anything that brings you the slightest bit of happiness that can go on in those places. You have to be damn crafty to sneak through and slip through the cracks and get away with anything. So I don't think that is going to be an issue. I know personally, for me, it wouldn't bother me not one bit. I think people are just selfish and stingy, and they stake claim to things that don't really belong to them, but that's just me. Okay, moving on. Someone asked me about Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I don't know if they're talking about pandemic EBT, emergency SNAP benefits. I'm going to assume you're talking about pandemic EBT. I'm not going to give you the payout dates right now, but I will tell you if you're on the list. And Wisconsin is on the list as being approved because you didn't really specify. Let's see here. What about South Carolina? Will they get summer pandemic EBT? South Carolina is currently not approved right now. I did have someone come on here to give some information. They said that Baltimore City, Maryland, they are giving out cards the 2nd week of June and the 4th week of June. It doesn't specify, this person didn't specify whether that is from pandemic EBT or whether that is for emergency SNAP, but I think it's for pandemic EBT because it's under a video where I discussed that. Will Illinois be getting the PEBT? Illinois is actually not approved as of right now for pandemic EBT. What is the Ohio date for EBT? I do have my document here. I have to lift up my laptop. Let me see. Ohio for June. Where are you guys? June 24th. June 24th for Ohio for emergency SNAP Max benefits. How do we find out if Virginia is getting pandemic EBT stamps? I think I replied on here, but the way that you would find out if Virginia is getting pandemic EBT, which they are getting pandemic EBT, but you would check the United States Department of Agriculture and it would give you that information. Are these extra food stamps or your, wait, what? Are these extra food stamps or your monthly payment just getting them early? Okay, so if you're talking about emergency max SNAP benefits, those are extra food stamps, not you getting your monthly. You should be getting them on 2 separate days. For some states, they're giving out the emergency SNAP max benefits with your regular issuance, but for other states, they're doing their regular issuance on one day and then they're giving you these extra allotments on a separate date. What about Detroit, Michigan dates? I'm assuming that's for emergency SNAP Max benefits. So let me see if Michigan is on here. June 12th through the 22nd, okay? Payout date for Texas. Again, you guys are mainly just asking about emergency SNAP benefits. Might as well just call this video emergency SNAP Max allotments. What state was it again? Payout dates for Texas. June 7th through the 11th. Florida. So a woman says that she spoke to a representative and says, hey, Tay, for the state of Florida, I spoke to a representative today and she told me that PEBT was only for children who did e-learning and not for in-school students. So I'm not exactly sure what they meant by that, but the way this is supposed to work for pandemic EBT is for a school year. Now, for this current school year, 2020-2021, started back in, I want to say August or September, depending on where you are in your district and when they start. I know out here, I believe we start in August and then it usually ends in either May or June. So for that whole period, pretty much all schools were working doing virtual learning. Okay, I know towards the end of that period some schools did open up and they did offer in person, or like a hybrid model where maybe they would go to school for 2-3 days and then they would be at home for the rest of the time. So they do have pandemic EBT benefits for that. However, if your school was completely operating in person, and you see the USDA is getting the information from your school. So let's just say that if your children specifically were going to school, then for that period where your children were actually going to school, not a hybrid where they were at school and then at home for some days, then you won't get PEBT benefits for that. But if your child was doing a virtual learning situation where they were completely at home, or a hybrid situation, you should be getting pandemic EBT. So I will call back and actually speak to somebody else and see if they can clarify that for you. Okay. Try to see if there's anything else. Do you know when we will get June for our PEBT? Okay, I'm not really sure what that says. It didn't really make any sense. Do you know how long we'll be getting emergency food stamps? I think up until June. And then it's going to be the 15% increase up until September. What about the state of Georgia? I don't know, again, if this is for emergency SNAP benefits or if this is for pandemic EBT. But for pandemic EBT, you guys are approved. And for emergency SNAP for the month of June, actually, you're not approved. I don't see you on here. All right, so that pretty much is it. It looks like all of this that I have on here, all the rest of you guys' questions is pretty much about pandemic EBT or emergency SNAP allotments. So what I'm going to do now is just randomly pick some states for pandemic EBT. So listen closely because I don't know which ones I'm going to choose, but I'm going to choose a few and then give you the payment information for that. Okay, so let's start off with, I'll do Massachusetts. Let's see what you guys have. Massachusetts for pandemic EBT. Okay, that looks like it's for child care providers. I think I may have hit the wrong one. Hold on, you guys. Let me go back again. Yeah, that was for child care. We want to do the regular plan so that we can see when the school age children. Okay, so Massachusetts, it says they will issue benefits for the months of October and November in a single distribution after the plan has been approved, which it was approved a long time ago. I think it was in March. Issue benefits for the rest of the school year retrospectively on a monthly basis. School districts will submit changes in students' learning modes, meaning changes from fully virtual to fully in person or hybrid schedule by the 10th of the month following the benefit month. So the state plans to issue benefits retroactively around the 25th of the month following the benefit month. So basically what they're trying to say is you would get paid. You guys should have already started to get paid. For example, for benefits for January, you'll get them in February. Benefits for February, you'll get them in March. Okay, so that is for Massachusetts. Let me go back here, see what else we have available. I'll go to Wisconsin because I think I've seen that one quite a bit. Pandemic EBT for Wisconsin. Wisconsin issue benefits for the month of August through November in a single distribution in March. So you guys should have gotten your benefits in March. Issue benefits retrospectively for the remainder of the year in May and in June. So you should have gotten a disbursement last month and you should be getting one in this month. And then if necessary for anybody that was missed or if there were any benefits that were missed, they will issue benefits for September, in September, most likely. Okay. All right, so that was for Wisconsin. So next, let's do New York. I don't know if there's any information for New York, but let's see. New York. Okay, issue benefits for the months of September for New York. Through March in a single distribution. It says likely in June, so be on the lookout because you may get some benefits this month in June. Issue benefits for April through June, in July through September. Now, it's got some different information for New York City. For New York City Public Schools, use counts of in-person and virtual learning days for each month provided by the New York Department of Education for New York City Public Schools to set PEBT benefits at a student level. So yeah, it's not giving anything different in terms of when you guys will receive the benefits. So I would say to be looking out for your benefits sometime this month, and that's going to continue benefits for September through March, and then issue benefits for April through June in July. So you guys won't get that until next month. And then I'm pretty sure, because there's so many children that they have that qualify for these benefits, then it's going to be July through September that they're going to be distributing those benefits. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more states here. So that was for New York. I'll go ahead and do Georgia. Let's see what's going on in Georgia. Okay, so for Georgia, it says issue benefits for the months of August 2020 through October 2020 in a single distribution in August of this year, which is, oh my God, this part really upsets me. I don't understand why they're taking so long. The school year is practically over. At least this part of the school year is practically over, and people are not getting benefits until August. So that means people still have to figure out what they're going to do with their lives until the end of summertime. It's ridiculous. Issue benefits for the month of August through October in August of this year. Issue benefits for the months of November through January and September. And then issue benefits for the months of February through May and all other months for children whose appeal has been verified by their schools in October. So basically, you'll be getting benefits in August, in September, and October for Georgia. You guys also have been approved for children in childcare or children under the age of 6 who have been enrolled in SNAP benefits. So they're going to get their benefits from October through May in a single distribution in July. So good thing is that you guys will have some benefits. You should have some benefits coming to you next month. If you have any children in your household that are under the age of 6, you will get that next month in July, hopefully. So that is for Georgia. All right, y'all, one more state. Delaware. See if Delaware has any information. Okay, right here. For Delaware, in addition, Delaware has or will issue benefits for the months of October and November in a single distribution after plan approval, which was recently, I believe. The plan has already been approved, so it doesn't matter. Issue benefits for the months of December and January in a single distribution. Issue benefits for the rest of the school year retrospectively on a monthly basis. So it's not saying when they're going to give it to you. That's all the information. They're not giving a specific month as to when they plan to start. That's pretty much all the information that they have. It just says issue benefits for the months of October and November in a single distribution after your plan has been approved. And then issue benefits for the months of December and January in a single distribution. Issue benefits for the rest of the school year retrospectively on a monthly basis. So if you guys have already received your first initial disbursement in Delaware, then 9 times out of 10, you should be getting your benefits now on a monthly basis. That's the only information that it has here. I do apologize for any states that I did not mention. Like I said, I just wanted to do a couple of random states. It seems like the only thing that you guys are asking me about in the comment section, majority of it, was about emergency SNAP benefits. So I think I'm probably going to go live a couple of days this week, towards the end of this week, starting tomorrow, just so that you guys can ask me those questions live and in color, and I can address them right then and there. But as always, you guys, I hope this information was in some way helpful or useful to you guys. Again, I do apologize. I didn't pick states based off of favoritism or anything like that. I just randomly picked some states. I wanted to show you guys that I do actually go through and read your comments and your questions, and I do try to address them. But on that note, I'm going to say, as always, you guys, remember to live, love, and elevate, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Peace, people.